to the Cosy Couch, episode 27. My name's Nick.
I'm Richard.
I remembered this time.
What to introduce
Yeah,
us?
introduce yourself,
Yeah. It was the first week back.
It's a long time, aye. Yeah, so this is Cosy Couch. This is our podcast that we do. It is an entertainment podcast. We talk about games, movies, comics, TV shows, all the good entertainment stuff. We've changed up a wee bit. Now we sort of condense all the news down. We pick sort of the most relevant stuff we want to talk about because we felt we're talking about a lot of stuff in the past that no one gave a shit about. So we're just leaving all that out now, and we're kind of focusing on fewer topics, but I feel it's better. Yeah, better engagement, more chat, more stuff to talk about. You know.
I would agree.
Aye.
I would agree.
Cool. So we'll just crack on, eh?
Yeah.
What have you been up to this week?
Oh, what have I not been up to this week? Playing loads of games. Playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
That was the last one, yes.
No, that was Black Ops 3. It was the one before that.
Right. Okay.
So I got it for a $5, playing through that on Veteran, try to collect all the intel as I go. I'm basically just going through my backlog of games, like I said last week.
No.
That I completed Battlefield Hardline, so then this came up. So playing that, it's pretty decent. Actually, I'm really enjoying it, which is now making me look forward to playing Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
Which will be good.
I mean, I've said this before, my only problem with the Advanced Warfare is still what I'm looking for in a Call of Duty game. I like the old school, you're just a soldier on the ground running around shooting shit. Maybe getting in a tank, you know.
This game still kind of is that.
Aye.
They don't really rely too heavily on the exosuit stuff. I think it would ruin the multiplayer, but for single player it actually adds to it.
Oh, right,
Makes the
fair enough.
missions a bit better. Like when you can turn invisible and shit like that.
Mhm.
So that's good. I've been playing Day of the Tentacle remastered because it was free on Vita, so I've been playing through that. It's like an old school point and click adventure game like Secret of Monkey Island or something like that. It's pretty decent actually, it's quite funny. Playing Jak 3. The more I play Jak 2 and Jak 3, specifically Jak 3, I'm like, this wasn't a good game.
No.
That like Jak 2 for me, amazing. Bar this mission that I still can't get by. Jak 3 constantly makes you do something you don't want to do. It's like, here's this random mission where you're in a wee hover car going through a pipe and you need to, it's like playing fucking Wipeout or something like that, and it's so hard. Then you need to do that. Then it's like, now you're flying on a rocket, trying to avoid blowing up. So it's just stuff you're like, what has this got to do with the game? Really, really pointless stuff that they keep adding in.
My biggest problem with 2 and 3 was I liked 1 because it was just a simple platformer and like it was just basic skills you had really.
Aye.
And I don't mind them iterating on that, but it's like then they put like guns into it and I'm like, come on, really?
Well, the guns I didn't mind. I was like, it's alright. Because, like I say, 2 is alright. It's the same kind of game, they just added this new feature in. You're like, fine, but 3 is like, now there's cars, you drive cars about, and you're out in the desert, and it just, I'm beginning to be like, do you know what, this wasn't good. Like, the first one was amazing, and they definitely got worse as they go. Like I was saying to you when you arrived, playing a bit of VR, playing Rush of Blood. Annoyingly, I've got Resident Evil, but I've not had the chance to play it because it's still downloading, although it should be downloaded right now. But I've been hearing great things about it.
Me too, actually.
And the thing I was worried about, and you as well, we played the VR demo, made us feel sick. Seemingly loads of people are playing this for like 4 hours at a time. Fine, not getting sick. So I'm like, well, they must have done something to fix it. So I'm dying to play it in VR. Although playing Rush of Blood today, I was bricking it. I just can't handle horror.
See with Rush of Blood, see because you've got like your hand in front of you and you've got the wee bar and the cart and all that, I feel that doesn't make you feel sick because you get something in front of you. See with the Resident Evil demo, there's nothing, it's just your view. And I think that's why I was feeling sick, is your body thinks you're walking when you're not.
Yeah.
See if you did just have some type of small HUD, I think that might actually get rid of the sickiness. Or even a crosshair. Then your brain knows oh, it's alright, you're not walking.
Yeah, well, you can pull your gun up, so I don't know if...
Well,
and I think...
You couldn't in a demo though,
Yeah,
but...
from what I've heard, to look at your health, you've got a watch on,
Right,
and you
okay.
can look at that. But they seem to... I think the problem with the demo is, and I think this is maybe my fault, to move, you obviously have free aim, so you can look about. Then the left stick is your move forward, move back, and strafe. But that doesn't turn your body.
Mm-hmm.
To turn your body, you still use the right stick. So what they did was, if you turned the right stick, it would go at a 30-degree angles. It would just click round.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could make it free movement, so that you could, if you moved the stick, it would just move your body, like. And that's what I had it set to. That is the thing that fucks people up.
Oh, is it?
Seemingly the 30-degree angle thing actually is okay, because you're like, right, I'm here. Like it's
Okay.
easier for your brain to process. Whereas if you're moving forward with one stick, turning your body with another stick, and moving what you can see with your head, I think it's too much.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, because motion sickness doesn't come from travelling forward in a straight line, it comes from the turns.
Yeah.
So it's the turns in a car or a vehicle, whatever, that make you feel sick. So it could be because you're turning that.
Yeah.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
actually.
so I think that is what it... I think that's what
What do you
the
give
problem
that
is.
a go then?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to play it. So next week we'll have something to say on Resident Evil, but for the time being, unfortunately, don't. Other than that, I played the Division again. Went back.
Oh,
to that,
you were saying now.
playing online with Fro. It was really good. I didn't really do any of the DLC. I just went into the Dark Zone, but getting back into the swing of things was pretty decent actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump back on it and just give it a wee try.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard good things about it actually. So.
Yes.
And look at the way Destiny turned itself around, so there's always high hope for games.
I'll give you that. Destiny definitely changed my opinion of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping the Division does the same, because we were so hyped for that game, and
I loved it. That's the thing.
yeah.
I
really enjoyed it, my time with it, but it's just...
I loved it. It's just not enough people were online, and people were total dickheads in the Dark Zone, went rogue for nothing. Whereas something that happened was I deliberately shot a guy who had his back to me, and realised very quickly this isn't going to end the way I want it to end, because Fro didn't have a clue where this guy was, so he couldn't have backed me up, and the guy, his health went right back up like that, and I'm like, oh no, this guy's experienced, this isn't going to go well. So when he turned round, I just stood still and did the surrender thing, and he just saluted at me and walked away, and he obviously, because he didn't see me shooting him, he's obviously thought I was shooting at the enemies that were in front of me, and he's just hit me. Not the case.
Did it make you go rogue though?
Yeah.
I know, that's so bad.
But the timer's low when you first attack someone. It's only 19 seconds or something, and I think it is just in case you hit them. If you kill them, it puts up to well over a minute.
Right.
So.
Yeah. They have changed it actually, so that you go rogue for that one person, and then you continue, or if you do kill them, then it opens it up.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's a bit better, because before, if you tagged someone in a fire team, they'll just turn and went, oh, dead.
Yeah.
And you're like, that is so unfair.
I know. We both went rogue because Fro hit a couple of people by accident, and it made us go rogue. But no one really bothered us. One guy kind of chased me as my timer was at 1 second, and it wouldn't go away because he kept chasing me. I was like, fuck off. And then eventually just left me because he realised, oh right, hang on, they weren't actually going rogue, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
But yeah, I highly recommend getting back into the Division. Much more generous with giving out loot, sort of.
Yeah, it's always good to have loot.
Yeah, what about you?
Not a lot this week. I was in Warsaw for a good few days.
That's not an excuse.
Nah. But I did play Plenty of Vita on the plane when I was there. I started playing Helldivers. It's a good game.
Right.
Couldn't really get right into it because you do require online for some things. Like, you can play it totally offline, but it's better to play online because I can get links up the galactic map with you and all that, and you can play with other people, and you're contributing towards a big aggregator progress instead of just your own. So
yeah,
and so that's really about it actually. As I was playing that, and I was playing PlayStation All Stars, If anyone has PlayStation All Stars, right, please play with me. I need one more trophy in it. Well, I need like 4, but like they can do it myself, right? There's one I need with a friend. All you need to do is a private battle with a friend. Tried it years ago when the game first came out. It didn't work because everyone's NAT type was set to closed or whatever, so it was impossible to get in Britain apparently. But please, if anyone's got it, just come play with me. Just one game, that's all I need.
Is it, and that's, you'll get the platinum if you do that?
I need to complete the campaign like 3 or 4 more times, but that will take me like an hour.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's just, I really need that one.
Fair enough.
I think that's about it really.
Well.
So not too much. So should we crack on with the El Museo?
Yeah. There's not much happening.
No.
It's been a pretty quiet week. First thing
It's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. The first thing that kind of came out was one of the developers of Ori and the Blind Forest, which was the Xbox exclusive. Someone asked him on Reddit, is Xbox Scorpio basically just Xbox's version of PS4 Pro, or is it like an entirely different thing? And he came out and said like, no, this is a entirely new generation because the new consoles are basically using the same architecture as PCs. That is what they'll be like now, is that they can upgrade the hardware but your library will be able to continue on. And he made it sound, he kind of said like Microsoft just aren't doing a very good job of marketing it as a new console. But he basically said, yeah, it's not the Xbox Pro, it is just a new console. Which
that's very interesting, so that makes us believe it's going to be a different layout and everything then.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't mind this. People are kind of kicking off, but what people need to remember is the PS3 and the Xbox 360, a lot of our generation, that was like their main console. Like, yeah, they maybe played PS2 and whatnot, but you were younger. As you got older and were like, I'm into gaming, this is my money I'm spending on that. They were probably the longest console cycles there ever was, because we were in a recession. Like, no one was making consoles. Nobody. That's why they lasted like the 10 years, because they just kept making games for it. Nobody was bothering because no one had money to spend. Other console cycles were like 3, 4, 5 years. That's it. This is what this has been. It's been 4 years since the Xbox One came out. They'll probably reveal it E3 time, and then it'll maybe not be out for the next year. So you're looking at the 5-year mark, maybe even 6, depending on when they bring it out. So it makes sense, and they've lost. I mean, they haven't released their numbers, but it's estimated that Xbox have sold about 27 million, which means they are less than just under half of what PlayStation are. So it's that way you could either hold on and just keep eating shit on this console that no one's buying, or you could go, fuck that, we'll just make brand new console. It's fully backwards compatible, so all your games carry over. Maybe even your controllers work on it and stuff like that. Things that would entice you to be like, oh cool, well the Xbox One wasn't a complete waste of money.
Things like controllers working for it, that is like pivotal. They need to do stuff like that.
More consoles need to do that, because I've got all these Xbox 360 controllers just sitting there that they're fucking useless now. Because there's no point in even plugging in my 360. The only game I've got that for is Metal Gear Rising, and I'm not plugging in because I'm waiting for it to go backwards compatible. Because it will one day.
I know, it's never really made sense to me, because like, well, with each console they do upgrade the controllers, right? But why not just say, look, you can use your old controllers, right, but the new one does more, and some games might require things, but you can still use the old one.
I'm just getting a bit closer.
That's fine. Does that feel close enough?
No, I know where the camera's angled at. I know I'm in frame, no bother, but I felt like I should be closer.
One day we should sit really close,
There's a line.
Unnaturally close to each other.
Nah, I don't, because I like being able to turn it. I like doing this.
Yeah.
But it's hurting my arm now, so I'm sitting.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Anyway, continue.
But you know, I mean, like, it would build so much favour with fans, you know, especially with them, well, people saying, oh, the console cycle's coming shorter, and people are complaining. If they're doing things saying, look, your old peripherals still work, just we recommend you get new ones because they're better, but it's up to you. And they'll probably sell more games that way.
Yeah.
How many times you go, fuck, I need a new controller, that's 50 quid, you know, but I really want this game, and you're like, well, I don't want to justify spending like 100, 110, £20 or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, on two things. You choose one, and
Yeah.
they're losing out because essentially, you know, game sales are, you know, all
That's
these
true.
things.
The other thing I would say as well is the price of controllers going up has annoyed me.
Mhm.
The 360, I had loads of controllers for that. You know, I had a Halo Reach, Halo ODST, I had this Halo comic book cover one, I had a black one, two white ones. Just over the years, I smashed up a few of them, of course, but then I bought
Hamsters,
a wired one as well, so I could play games on my laptop.
I hate that wired one.
Why?
Oh no, it's the wired one for the Xbox One I hate. Because the start button is too close to X and Y.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because when we were having that game tonight, I kept on hitting start when we were playing Tekken.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, oh, he's cheating. I'm like, I'm fucking not.
Yeah. Well, you've thrown me off. Anyway, with the new console, like, so I had all these controllers are now redundant.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting there doing fuck all. So with this one, I've got my controller that I got with the Xbox One, and then I did eventually buy another just plain black one. Since then, I mean, there's like Gears of War ones, Halo ones, they've got all kinds of controllers. But the best thing they did was Design Labs, which you can go on to their website and basically create your own custom coloured controller, all different colours,
Yep.
and they'll send it to you. Cool as fuck. The reason I've not bought it, why the fuck would I?
Mm-hmm.
Most games are online play anyway. Couch co-op's a thing in the past. If people are coming over to play Halo or something like that, couch co-op, they generally bring a controller anyway. Or most games are only two controllers. And I'm like, it's just going to sit there. Now, if they told me that the Scorpio would come out and it'd be like, yeah, your controllers carry over as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you'd be like, fucking no danger. I'll buy a Design Lads one because I'm going to get the use out of it.
Exactly.
But I don't know, I just don't see the point in wasting money on controllers these days.
No, I know. Like,
Because that is essentially what you're doing.
I'm finding me getting one of those scuff controllers, just because like you know you get the buttons in the back and they're fully customisable. And they're only about £100, which is a lot for a controller. But see that I know I'm going to get use out of it, I'll use it because they're going to be so much better for shooters. You can move, adjust the stick. Basically like the Xbox One Pro controller.
The Elite controller. I must admit, I've got that on my Amazon wish list and I've just been waiting for the day. See, when it goes down to about £75, I'll buy it. But it's still sitting up at £99.
Aye.
And I'm like, fuck off for a fucking controller. Yeah, it's much better. It's got cool removable stuff. You can adjust it to do whatever you want, really. But I'm not that fussed about gaming online that I really need to go out my way to get it. So,
No. And really, you're only using these things for competitive shooters.
Yeah,
Like competitive Battlefield or Destiny play, you know,
which
like...
I feel the controllers are alright as they are. I don't really need anything like that.
Really, they need to give us mouse and keyboard support. They really do.
Oh god, no.
I'd love that.
No, that's us entering the age of fucking dorks. All these losers on PC. They are the master race. But
They are. They really are.
we'll continue to slight them.
Only because, do you know what, they say it's easy, right? But every time I launch Steam's like, you need to download this. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And you don't get that in the consoles. Because, you know why? Because the consoles are made simple.
Yeah, that's why console gaming's... That's console gaming.
See, if they tell me to download something, I don't know if that... I don't know what that is. Is that a thing I need? Is it some guy trying to fuck with me going, oh, download this?
Is that some paedophile trap?
Exactly, yeah, I don't know.
Let me touch you. Like, oh, stay away from my PC.
It was like, I've had Fallout 3 for ages on my laptop. I went to play it on this one, it's like, oh, you can't do it. I was like, oh, that's stupid, I thought you could play all games. You need to go right into the settings and like revert it back to XP so that it can run the game and then put it back to like Windows 10 or whatever it is. I'm like, that's so fucking stupid.
Fuck that, just play, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Meant to be simple.
So anyway, what are your thoughts on the Scorpio? Do you think it's a good idea? It's not obviously going to be
Well,
called the Scorpio.
did you see
but...
the leaked specs? But they're really impressive.
Oh yeah, it's meant to be
4
powerful.
times as powerful, did they say?
Around 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One. Native 4K is getting flung about as well, so that tells you it is powerful.
Yeah.
None of the consoles are native 4K yet.
No, you know, I didn't really understand a lot of the stuff they were saying. It was an IGN video, and it was Damon Hatfield. He even said it like, if you don't understand this, don't worry. Not a lot of people do, but it basically means it's powerful.
Yeah.
He was saying like, the black shading they can do now, they can do it at half the resolution, but it'll be still full quality, which means it frees up more space in games, so they can game sizes could come down and theoretically and all that, and it means they can make them quicker in a sense. So essentially, it could be good things.
I think it'll be good. Because I love my Xbox One, and see for people who are bitching. I mean, I bought my Xbox One day one, right?
You get a day one controller?
I do. Day one everything. Even got a day one achievement. Don't know what the fuck that was
What's
for.
it worth?
Nothing.
Oh, that's
it's one of the valueless ones that they came up with. So no, even if I had bought an Xbox like 2 years ago, or if you bought the Slim, the way I look at it is, say you pay £1 every day to play your Xbox. Slim's what? See, you're talking about $2.50, right? If you play that for 250 days, you get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So some people don't see it like that, and money is, some people are tight.
Excluding like live and games and all that.
Yeah,
just like the sole console.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Some people would like this thing to sit on their shelf for years and years and never have to change it.
Yeah.
That's not the world we live in, unfortunately. And I think backwards compatible is the way to go, so that your library carries over, so it's not as much of a burden, like, I bought all these games and they don't fucking work. That has been the pain of having Xbox and PlayStation for quite a while. They're getting better now, but, you know, at first it was basically like, say goodbye to your library games you spent probably thousands of pounds on.
PlayStation definitely need to get backwards compatibility on the go. I think that's some prediction for E3 last year, but I think the best way they could do it is put PlayStation Now in with PS Plus, because there's a lot on PS Now, and then that way it's not exactly backwards compatibility, but it kind of is in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
And means you could play it on your PC or whatever as well, so they need to do something like that.
Yeah.
They can't keep the... I don't mind the remasters because it's an extra trophy set.
Yeah.
But come on to fuck, man, Xbox are now trunching them with this, like, almost all games now, really, are they?
There's over 300, I know that.
Aye. I mean, like all the big ones, you know, like...
I'm still missing Metal Gear Rising.
That was not a big game.
It's big enough that I've got it sitting on my shelf.
So you're talking what? So you buy the new Gears of War, and you got all the other ones as well?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
for a brilliant thing to do. You know?
For a good few months, if you bought Gears of War 4, you got all 4 360 games. Fallout, if you got Fallout 4, you got Fallout 3 with it.
Right.
There's a few games like that have Just Cause 3. If you got that, you got Just Cause 2. They're just giving away the old game along with it if you pre-order. Yeah. And you're like, that's amazing. Quantum Break, they gave me Alan Wake with it as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we played all these games in that, but getting a free game, so...
Exactly, you can't...
No point complaining.
Yeah, you can't grumble about it.
Yeah. And plus it means if someone did pick up an Xbox One, they've never played Gears of War before, they were getting the whole back catalogue and go, do you know what, I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
I'm getting, 4 or 5 games for 60 quid.
That's true.
Too right.
So, if you have any thoughts on Scorpio, let us know. It won't actually be called Scorpio, obviously, but if you think it's a good idea or you're not ready to move on to a new console cycle, let us know.
Yep.
The only other thing was 3 trailers came out this week. Well, I think we'll go in order of basically how good they were. The Prey trailer, new gameplay trailer, came out with a release date 5th of May 2017.
Didn't see that coming.
Which is quite soon, actually.
Right.
I thought that would be later on in the year. Looks a lot like Dead Space.
Yep.
Dead Space mixed with Bioshock.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you definitely get that feel.
One thing I think is cool is that the aliens in it can morph into anything.
Yeah.
So like...
There's like a chair line like kind of on its side. And he just turns into one of these like alien things out of nowhere.
And the guy you play as, I think you've injected yourself, or they've been experimenting with the DNA of these aliens that can basically morph into anything. And at one point in the trailer, you turn into a turret. And I was like, that's weird. But another thing I saw as well, and I thought, it was in a previous trailer, was that the guy, you seem to turn into a mug and roll under a window and then turn back into a guy.
Oh, really?
I was like, that would be really cool for, as a gameplay hook, like, how do I get into that wee small space? And you're like, oh, there's a ball. I'll turn into the ball. If I don't know if it's they see something you can copy it.
It must be, because when that alien was the chair, there was another chair lying there next to it. So
it must be the kind of if something's in the immediate area, they can turn into that, which is I think that's a cool.
Which means going through the whole game, if you see two objects that are similar, you'll be like, oh, one of them could be an alien.
Oh
and
yeah,
put you on edge the whole game.
yeah. You walk into a room full of stuff, you're like, oh god, it could be anywhere in here. Some of the weapons look cool. I saw that thing.
It's like some sort of sticky gun.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. It's like fire coming out of pipes, and you can like fire. It looks like some kind of gel, and then he did it up a wall, and you can climb up the wall as well. It looks pretty cool. Definitely a good horror vibe. Nothing to do with the original Prey.
Yeah.
Or Prey 2.
We watched the Prey 2 trailer not long ago, didn't we?
Yeah,
totally different.
because that was like you were an alien bounty hunter on some fucking alien world, and now it's like, yep, it's just it was some company experimenting on aliens.
Is this a relaunching?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with Prey. It's just a total reboot.
It looks really good.
And I believe it's Arcane Studios, the people that do Dishonored, and people rave about Dishonored. Like the gameplay's meant to be amazing for it, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
Second trailer. I keep forgetting this second trailer. Oh, Square Enix.
Yes.
I've announced a partnership with Crystal Dynamics, Eidos, Montreal. There is somebody else as well, and I've totally forgotten who it is. It might actually just be Eidos in general.
I'm sure there was another studio, but I can't remember there being
but
a big one.
They are partnering up to make an Avengers game. Trailers, they tell you literally nothing.
It's just a pure teaser trailer.
Yeah, somebody talking saying the Age of Heroes is. They say the Age of Heroes is dead, but it's not, and it's all of the equipment. So like, for Hulk, it's a bashed open containment unit. Thor's hammer's there. Iron Man's glove is lying.
Well, remember the trailer for Age of Ultron? That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that is true.
Except their bodies weren't there.
Well,
it was just like their props.
Aye.
Oh no, their bodies weren't in the trailer, were they? It was just our...
Some, you could tell some people were there, but you never really saw the bodies. So yeah, and then it comes up #reassemble with the Avengers logo. No date, no nothing. They've not said much else about it. Although Marvel, now that they have the MCU and you know their films are huge, because every film they seem to bring out does amazing. They said that they are only going to give out game properties if they give it to a studio that has got credit. You know, because Insomniac are doing Spider-Man for the PS4. They did all the Ratchet and Clank games. They did Resistance as well.
Yes.
Did they not? They did the Resistance games. They also did Sunset Overdrive. Giving them Spider-Man, I'm like, good. Because Sunset Overdrive, big open world, really fluid movement about the world, and it was dead funny.
It wasn't Endless Rumour to do it first off, who was it again?
It was Sucker Punch that
was
were originally rumoured.
Which would have been really good as well, so it makes you wonder what they're working on.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a new Infamous game.
Yeah, well, you would think so.
Yeah.
So that's obviously happening, but that's for a PS4 exclusive. I think that's because Sony still own the rights to Spider-Man, so it's very hard for them to get around it.
Because Insomniac, a lot of people thought they were first party, they're not.
They're a second
party.
Yeah.
They just did a lot of games for PlayStation.
Yeah. So given the Avengers to Square Enix have been doing well. Like,
they have, aye.
With their games recently, and with things like Just Cause, I'm like, that's cool, man. Like, that's a really good property. Tomb Raider's been killing it as well.
Oh,
so to give them the Avengers, I don't know what this game will be. I don't even know what my hopes for it would be. I would really need to sit and think like what do I want from Avengers.
Falling and flying physics. I know in Just Cause it's very unrealistic. You could grapple 2 feet from the ground and survive, but the general falling and gliding and flying is really good.
Yeah, and when you got the jetpack in the first DLC, you got the wee jetpack on your wingsuit. It's amazing.
Oh, aye.
And it's
you feel like Iron Man.
Yeah, if they could get Iron Man like that, that would be really good. I don't know what I really want from that game.
What I'd hope though is like I'm forgetting everything. What was that game called? That's the Marvel one. You can choose like every character and It's a £4
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
That's it. I'm hoping it's not like that. I'm hoping it's more of, so say if you're playing as Iron Man and your missions are primary, you need to fly around. Maybe the team's on the ground a lot, but you're flying around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you can land, but you wouldn't really want to. You'd want to be flying about as Iron Man doing cool shit.
Yeah.
And maybe Captain America's more like being a captain, maybe leading a wee small army of people, you know, and fighting troops and that. And
yeah.
that would be good.
It
More
could
like
even be something, especially because the voiceovers like just some random woman.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who it is. So it could even be that you are a new Avenger.
It could be, yeah.
And that you work with these different Avengers at different points. And I really don't know what. You could speculate all day long on it. But all we know is they seem to be doing well with giving out their property. Because like I say, Insomniac got given Spider-Man. Telltale, who really haven't made a bad game yet as far as I'm concerned. Albeit their engine still absolutely sucks ass. Their Batman game recently, one of the best Batman things I've ever seen or played. Really, really good. They've been given Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's right.
Which they are the perfect Marvel characters for Telltale.
Why?
Like, especially if no one's played it, Tales from the Borderlands, you need to go and play this game. Even if you don't like Borderlands, it is one of the funniest games I've ever played. It's so good.
I've only played the first chapter, but I've got it. I just need to go back to it.
I really should finish
good,
it. It's so funny.
I need to restart it though, because as you're saying about the engine, mine was just chugging like fuck at the start.
Yeah.
And the dialogue was gone, subtitles were in Japanese. I was just like, that's Telltale.
I know, it is really passionate. I'm sure that the PlayStation version actually had Xbox button prompts on it. And it was like A, X, B, Y, and like, and you're like, how did that make it past cert?
If X came up, you'd be like, why is it not working?
I know.
I'm hitting it.
I think surely someone noticed at some point in the porting process, like, we haven't changed the buttons over. Like, okay, that's probably the first thing you would do.
It's probably more complicated when we're making it out. That's probably some guy's full job right there.
Probably. So then the last trailer, save the best for last. Mass Effect Andromeda got a story trailer and it looks crazy.
It certainly does.
It looks really good. Nothing to do with the other games, which I was really happy to see. Your team looks pretty decent. They also, tying it back into the Avengers, they also make an Avengers joke in that trailer. Don't know if you noticed that. Some woman is talking about a human army. And the guy you play as, the main guy, is face to face with his enemies. He's like, I don't need an army. I've got a Krogan, and the Krogan are the big, massive, like, warrior aliens that are basically our Hulks. I was like, that's quite good.
So it's good that you. Well, in your team anyway, it seems like you've definitely got at least one of every race from the Mass Effect games. But there's thousands on the ship, so there's probably more people you can do.
From what I remember, there's 5 ships in general. One is this big massive thing called the Ark that's went to the Andromeda Galaxy. I think we've covered this before, but it takes place 600 years in the future from Mass Effect 3. And what it is that in between 2 and 3, this company called the Andromeda Initiative set out to build these 5 big ships that would travel to Andromeda and they could find a new home, like a new Earth, because we're overpopulating and whatnot. So they've basically been sleeping for 600 years. There's the head of each ship is called the Pathfinder, and you are playing as the human Pathfinder. There is other aliens. The ones that have come through are the Krogans, humans, Asari, and Solarians. And I think the Turians are there as well, so there's 5. So
from the trailer, it wasn't clear as if they've all got their own ship or if they're just sort of mingled.
I think
it seemed like they were mingled.
Each of the arcs are all mingled. I can't remember what the ships are called, but it's basically one ship goes ahead, and it's like the new Citadel. They're going to slowly. I think you'll slowly build it up as you go. These other ships go out and explore, and they harbour all the people of that race, and then they get added onto it. The ship you've got, I believe, is called the Tempest, and it's like the new version of the Normandy. And I'm part of the Andromeda Initiative on the website, so they send you wee briefing videos, and it gives you a tour of inside the ship. And looks like there's actually a lot to do in the ship. Then they show you the kind of main Citadel place that you're going to, and it looks like there's a social area which I think will be online, and you can meet up with other players. Because they are going to tie a multiplayer into this, and I think that'd be a really good way to do it. Is that it's in your single player game, you can go to the Citadel and join multiplayer, and it could be like big holographic rooms that you're going in and doing missions, and that would be amazing. That'd be a really good way to work in the multiplayer.
Trying to do like a competitive style, like shooter.
Each other. Mass Effect 3 was 4-player co-op against like waves of enemies, and it was actually really good. I don't think they should change that. They should just maybe make it a bit more objective based. And
the only problem with is people would be thinking, oh, it'd be great to get my mate in to help me with my mission. The only problem with that is the same problem Borderlands had. You need to be the same level roughly, otherwise it doesn't work. Because if your friend's a higher level, that bumps all the enemies up and you can't do anything.
I think with Mass Effect that doesn't work anyway, because you always have a squad.
Yeah.
And it's the joy of Mass Effect is being able to coordinate really easily. They did make it easy to use people's abilities. So
plus there's also the problem as well, like with Borderlands. Say if you were playing and I was in your game, and when you were playing for hours and hours, it sounds went back to mine.
And you hadn't completed any of those missions.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any of those missions, so it takes me back to where I was. So until they find a way of working those sort of things out in games, and I don't think I'll get in the game.
So we got a good look at the main bad guy, and a guy called the Archon. It's a new species. I did know their name at one point, but I've forgotten it now. I don't really know what the story is. All I know is that you're going to these different planets. You're in a new solar system, but I believe there's like 9, there maybe more, could be less, different planets you're going to, and they are potential new homes for the humans, or just for all the species really. So you're going to check these planets out, and that's where you'll come across new aliens and whatnot. But they all look quite advanced. Be shit if you just went and it was like there's nothing here. Do you know what I mean? Nothing living on these planets. But it looks really good. The graphics look amazing, because although it is cutscenes, Dragon Age was like that. The cutscenes were the same in-game engine, same character models, so that the graphics will be that good. I cannot wait. I'm absolutely dying for Mass Effect. The biggest problem is that it comes out in March. So does Ghost Recon Wildlands and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to get Ghost Recon because that comes out first. So I'm going to get that, play Ghost Recon Online, and do as much of it as I can in a week, or maybe 2, and then, no, it will be a week. Then I'll get Mass Effect early with EA Access, so I'll get to play a good bit of that, 10 hours I think. Then the game will come out, I'll buy it, try and play as much as, I'll play that till I complete it, and then once I've completed that, I'll move on to Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the one I'm like, that can wait. I'll wait till I see reviews. Ghost Recon, from everything I've seen, is going to be amazing.
Well, Horizon's what I'm most excited about.
So you haven't played Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
You don't understand how good Mass Effect is.
I've said this for ages, I will go back and play Mass Effect. I definitely will.
You really should.
Just struggling to find time for all these
3
games
easy platinums.
I know.
3 easy platinums. Well, maybe not. The first one will be the most grueling.
There's something I'm trying to do in Destiny right now, and it's so tedious. Like, I'm trying to get the last 2 exotic swords because it takes fucking 1,000,000 hours to get them.
Right.
And then I need to get just the class specific exotic weapons, and I think that's me. They shouldn't take too long, but I mean, once I've done that, I'll have all the exotics, and once I've got all them, I can happily put Destiny away, maybe play it just for trials, but I'll be happy before Destiny 2.
Have you got all the trophies?
Yeah.
See, that's the point. I'd like, we are done.
It's because with Destiny 2, you're definitely going to be a new character and nothing's going to carry over. Or even if you play the same character, nothing's going to carry over. But I still want, they'll have some type of mention to what you had. And I want to have had everything basically so that I can say, oh, I played that game.
That's fair enough.
No, I'm going to get around to Mass Effect. I've still got it in my PS3. I'll just play it on that.
Yeah. What's annoyed me is it hasn't been a remaster.
I know.
I feel they've
totally... It was so rumoured, wasn't it?
It was really heavily rumoured. Because I was thinking, if they remastered it, I would get it on PS4, and that way I could play through it for the trophies. But then I was like, no, just play it on Xbox again, because
Aye, just
That's
enjoy it.
where I'm going to be playing it anyway, and I would hope that your save data has something to do with it. I was going to play through 1, 2 and 3 again, and I might actually do it if you do it. If you're playing, I might play it at the same time.
Right, okay.
Just so I know where you are and can tell you.
Joe would
Because
be-
I've fully completed those games.
Joe, what would be very interesting is if obviously these games are different from the last two, right?
Yeah.
But if you've found a way, maybe after you've beaten this new planet and all that, and maybe get better technology, you find a way to go. Look, we can't communicate with Earth, but we can receive signals from them.
Yeah.
And maybe you could find out how your ending went.
Yeah.
And maybe go, oh, that's what happened. That would be good, I think, because then it's not really.
I think people
Doesn't
want.
really matter, but it'd be
Yeah.
good to just a wee little nod to the game, like, you did that, well done.
I know.
That'd be cool.
See, people kind of want it to tie back. I don't.
Yeah.
I like the way that game ended. There's kind of 3 main endings for Mass Effect. The way it ended, especially for me, I got like the true best ending you can get. That doesn't make it. The way that ends, I'm like, that would really fuck up a lot of Mass Effect for me. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm quite glad it's like, these are a whole group of people that went to Andromeda. So all the aliens you know are still there, but there's like all these new aliens.
Yeah.
Plus, there is the potential of it's 600 years later. So what's to say that the people you left behind in those 600 years have developed the technology and they've like jumped? They could have potentially jumped ahead of your ships.
Or I think that's going to be the end of the first game, maybe the second one.
See,
That'll be in
yeah,
it.
that would be
Definitely,
cool.
yeah.
But then none of the characters you know.
Oh yeah, they'd all be
would
gone.
really be. Well, there could be a few because some aliens do live for like thousands of years in that game.
I think it'd be really cool though if you found a way to receive communications and they'd be like, oh Shepard did it, he said, or like, oh he didn't, Earth got lost or what, you know?
Yeah, that
And
would
like,
be.
that'd be so cool, they'd be like, oh my god, we're the last of humanity.
Yeah, I suppose some
Something like
kind
that
of
would be
tie-in like that would be good, I suppose. So.
But I mean, even if they don't, it'll still be good.
Oh yeah, I would say that would be the highest rated game out of those 3.
Interesting.
So that's my prediction on that one. That'll be the best review scores. Metacritic.
Probably actually. Is it a beer too? I don't know.
Save that for later. Put
don't
it in my
Like
pocket.
throwing your floor up in the bin.
That's okay then. My phone
I
needs
don't
to
know.
be
It probably would be Mass Effect would be the highest rated.
The one I'm worried about is Horizon Zero Dawn because this is where Mass Effect is going to have a problem. Everyone loves it. 2, people argue about what one the best. I think 2 is the best because they improved on the gameplay and the ending was like, fuck, I can't wait for the next one. Whereas 3, people didn't like the ending. 3 is the best, like for gameplay and it has so many good stories. It's just the ending lets it down.
Do you know that kind of breaks the trend? Because most sequel games have terrible fucking endings, like Halo 2, Resistance 2. What else? There's quite a lot of games. The second one, you're like, that ending's quite shite, and you're disappointed by it.
I actually really like the ending for 3. For me, I was like, yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy with that ending. Could have been slightly better, but hey ho. So people are going to go into Andromeda like you have a lot to live up to because it's a different team as well, which I actually wasn't aware of. So it's a new team building it, although there will be people from the last ones. This is the 4th game. For all that is like, it's a new thing, it's like, no, this is the 4th game. So people will be more critical, whereas Horizon is the first of its kind. Guerrilla have never made a big open world RPG before. It looks fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
I could see Horizon beating it purely because it's got that wow, like this is a new game, new story kind of factor. So, but I want it to be Mass Effect.
Some people give Killzone a lot of shit, right? I don't know why. I really enjoyed the Killzone games. They're not amazing.
I
They're
want
good.
Shadowfall. That's on my wish list as well. Just waiting
I've
for these
got it.
games to.
I've got it.
Oh right, okay. Well,
I've got it on disc.
remove that from the Amazon wish list.
Right.
So.
Shadowfall was good. I enjoyed it, but
Does it have multiplayer trophies?
I think so, yeah.
That's a killer. That
Aye.
is a killer. But I'm doing that with Call of Duty, ignoring multiplayer. It's as if it didn't even exist. That zombies and the fucking shitey survival mode.
Aye.
Take all of that out of Call of Duty. We don't need that. All you need is
The
a
thing
single
is, with kills and multiplayer, it's so different to other shooters.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much now, because I think more people are starting to do what they do, but like, the first time I played that, a guy in one team killed me, and I was like, what a fucking dick. I said, why is his name red? And I was like, oh, because like, it was a class
they can make it look
and
like
then like, I was getting killed by invisible snipers and all that, and there was so much going on. I was like, I have no idea what's going on in this game. And then like, the more you play it, you're like, oh, that's such good ideas.
Team
There's
Fortress,
so much in it.
Team Fortress 2 had that. You could change your car, and I was like,
Oh, did they?
that's genius. No one else did it, but obviously Killzone were the only people like, are we joking? That's a fucking brilliant class. So that was all there was for the news. We've managed to fucking drag that right out.
I mean, I think there's a lot to talk about, you know.
Oh yeah, but this is
Interesting.
this is why I wanted to change the way we did the news, because a lot of the shit we were talking about before, it was like, this is just the news. Like, stuff people probably care about. We don't care about it.
Yeah.
So, and the people who watch us probably watch it because they care about what we care about.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, talk to us about it.
yeah, exactly.
What we're going to do though is, if there is any sort of news we feel people should know, we're going to like tweet about it, or appear on Facebook or whatever. Just kind of say, you know, oh, this has been announced or what. And then I feel like if it was anything big, we might do small wee breakout videos a lot.
Yeah.
In the future, but there's nothing now. You know, it's.
Well, yeah,
it's a kind of unusual quiet spell, but I think it's because of big games coming out.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to kind of have their game foreshadowed, you know, with announcements and anything like that, I think.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what I think. But only 5 months to E3, you know, so.
Oh yeah, a long way. We're definitely having it here.
That's good.
Definitely. I'll just tell Amanda. Cheerio. No, actually, she watched E3 last time.
Yeah, she did.
She even got up and watched the Bethesda conference with me, like at pure 2 in the morning or whatever.
That's good.
And I was like, this is why we've got a future together. That's why we now live together.
Right.
Tolerable. Females are usually intolerable.
Oh, aye, but
you know, it's good when you find one you go, I can put up with you
you're alright.
for periods of time.
Yeah.
In between sleep.
Right. And plus with a Vita now, you can just you can play your PlayStation while she watches TV. So.
I did that, but do you know what the worst thing was? It was who was it that was in? It was Amanda and her friend were in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to try out the remote play and see if it works in here. Works perfectly. Playing Ratchet and Clank. But I was like, I'm sitting talking to these two, and I actually cared about the conversation. And I really cared about the story of Ratchet and Clank, so I was like, I can't play this right now because I'm not going to pay any attention to it. But yeah, remote play, that's a genius thing.
Really
that and VR, put the VR helmet on, can sit and play
That's cool,
PlayStation, not need the TV, they can watch something else.
Yeah, you need camera though.
Yeah, no, I need the camera, but I don't need the TV on.
Yeah, no.
Oh, they can watch, you know, and they can't be sitting in front of the camera, you know.
Fucking phone calls with strange numbers. Yeah, oh well.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
That's everything.
Aye, so that's about it. Do you have a question you'd like to ask?
No.
Let's think of one and I'll quickly edit it. So, here's a wee question for you, I'll let you to answer in the comments, right? It's just a simple one. What game are you most looking forward to? So you lose.
Oh, fuck, that's so obvious. See, when you say it, you're like, damn. Like, that is so obvious.
No, but it's a good question because then
Yeah.
people don't need to give detailed answers. Just give one word answer, like what game. So you're looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn most on PS4, Mass Effect Andromeda on either Xbox One or PS4. It's coming to PC.
Andromeda?
Yeah.
I'd imagine
I
probably.
think they said it is.
I can't remember actually. I'd imagine it is, yeah.
Aye, probably. But don't play it there because we're all wankers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm semi-wanker because I got a PC, so.
Yes, that's true. I was wondering if you were ever going to bring that up.
Or Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I'm very excited about. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, they've let me down in the past.
Oh, I think that's going to reinvigorate Ghost Recon.
I hope so. I really do.
One thing I actually need to bring up, because I seen this on Facebook. I'm sure I've brought this up before. Maybe even brought it up on the last podcast, but it is really beginning to annoy me. I was talking to Amanda and I was saying, I've just got Resident Evil. That's the first of like the however many games I know I definitely want this year, right? And I was like, what are the other ones? And I was like, right, Ghost Recon, Horizon, Mass Effect, they're all in March. And I was trying to think, I was like, I can't think of what else comes out this year, like, that I know is definitely coming. So I was like, I looked up the top 37 upcoming games of 2017, right? So that between this article and loads of things I see on Facebook via the Gaming Bible and things like that, Death Stranding is not coming out this year. There is no fucking way that comes out this year. You'll be lucky if it even comes out next year. The Last of Us Part 2, that is not coming out this year either.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3, that game's probably not coming out to fucking 2019 because...
They just announced it's been delayed as well.
Well,
2 weeks ago.
They just came out and said, like, yeah, these games are going to take a while. That and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Aye.
People need to stop believing that
There's
this
another
shit
game on
is
that
coming
list
out.
as well. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's another one. It's like, that's not coming out this year. Why does anyone think that?
I cannot remember. Definitely.
Might have been Spider-Man actually.
The thing is, Spider-Man has potential. If I remember correctly, at E3 it was 2017.
But we've seen nothing about it.
But then maybe just leave it until the movie comes out. Because Homecoming's coming out in May. Best way to boost your Spider-Man game from the moment the film comes out. Hey, guess what? Here's a trailer for the game. Comes out.
But I feel like Fallout pulled that off because Fallout's got a huge fan base as it is, and people are looking forward to that game. Mm-hmm. So they could do that, like, oh, it's coming out in 5 months. And I was like, oh, fucking cool, I'm down for that. Spider-Man, yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man fans out there, but they might have played games in the past and think, they're alright, I don't need another Spider-Man game.
Like, if they've played played the Spider-Man games of the past, like I have, they're buying this fucking game. Web of Shadows, Ultimate Spider-Man, and the first Amazing Spider-Man are amazing.
For the PS1?
No.
Oh, the first Spider-Man for the PS1, that was amazing.
Yeah, see, that was good, right, but
I'm talking about, most people only played the movie tie-ins, like Spider-Man 2 and 3, which weren't that good.
Oh, no, 2 and 3 were really good.
Think so?
Yeah, I
thought
I enjoyed 3.
I thought they were alright, they weren't the best.
Oh, 3 was amazing. And then the Amazing Spider-Man for the new films. Mm-hmm. The first game of that, like I say, really, really good. It was a sequel to the movie. And then they made the sequel to the movie. And it was good, don't get me wrong, but the game was abysmal. Mm-hmm. They introduced Carnage into it and made him look... whatever it is Sony has against the symbiotes, where they think, we're just going to fucking ruin them. It annoys me so much. But the best Spider-Man game...
Does that annoy you more than the fact that technically canon now that Venom is an alien? It comes down from a meteor.
How is that technically canon?
It was in the film. Uses canon.
Nope, that's definitely not. That's definitely
That's
not
how it works.
Definitely. And if you read comics, from what I understand, Eddie Brock is now Venom again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it hasn't been Venom in a long time. So, or it's the original Venom, anyway, like the original symbiote.
But the comics, though, there's that many.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track.
Aye.
It really is. So yeah, that was us.
That's been a good show.
Yeah, I'll let you wrap up while I rub my eyes.
Yeah, I'm tired. A long day.
Aye.
It's not even 3 o'clock yet, is it?
I know.
Right, so if you want to follow us on Twitter, our Cosy Couch Twitter is at
3:20, just to correct you there, sorry.
So there's no clock in here, you know. Who owns a home with no clock?
I asked, can I get a clock? I said to Amanda, I was like, I want a clock. No, I'm not allowed a clock. I'm like, what kind of fucking hellhole house is this?
As long as it's not a loud ticking clock, then that's understandable, but don't get a loud one. You know?
I want a clock above the kitchen door, not the outside, but the inside, so that if you're cooking, you can go 5 minutes. Instead of looking at my phone.
Your cooker's got a timer on it. All cookers do.
I know, but right, if you're using the hob or something like that, you know what I mean?
Alright, okay, so
cooking in general.
Anyway, you can follow us at the Cosy Couch, okay?
Yeah.
Our personal Twitters, I am at NickSolo89.
I'm at Dirk Saxon.
Yep.
It's the same for everything else. Xbox, Dirk Saxon with a space. PlayStation is Dirk Saxon with an underscore.
You're messing up the rhythm.
Sorry.
Well, seeing as you just fucked it all. On PlayStation, I'm the Grim Reaper 89, and I'm currently me on Xbox.
Yeah.
I have to change it all now.
Nah, just roll with
Just
it.
keep it the way it is.
Exactly.
That's fine. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe and like the video, please. It really helps us.
Do you know a couple of shout outs? I know
Alright.
Fro watches it. I know
B-Boy
B-Boy watches it.
Yep.
I know Matthew, my wee brother's friend, watches it. I'm sure my wee brother watches it.
Alan watches it.
Yeah.
Alan's been a very loyal, die-hard fan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alan.
I-
Thank you, Alan.
But what I'll say is, none of these fuckers seem to comment. Do you know what I mean? Do us a favour, comment, tweet us, so that we actually, not on YouTube though, don't comment that, that's too annoying to keep track of.
Just give us a like on YouTube and I'll be happy.
Facebook, yeah, like, subscribe, then either post to us on Facebook or Twitter.
Aye.
Job done.
My dad as well. Stop telling us to talk about
Trump and
and
fucking Brexit. I know, I was like, I seen that and I was like,
It's
oh,
meant to be an entertainment podcast, not to
Ho-
depress everyone.
hopefully something happens in the gaming world with Trump or Brexit, but it hasn't happened yet, so.
Well, it was dump Trump, that wee game.
Aye, but that's not.
Aye, that's-
We don't talk about
No.
shit games. So yeah,
Well, thanks for watching.
yeah.
Stay
thanks.
cosy.
Yep, do that.
Yep.
As cosy as you can. Turn the heating up 24 degrees.
24. Oof.
Get a blanket. That's maybe not cosy, that's actually maybe too
Yeah, it's
warm.
quite warm. Aye.
Turn the heating down to 18.
18, there we go.
Aye. And then get a quilt. That's it.
Or do what I do. Put the heating on, then open the window. Because I
That's-
like the warm air, but I also
That
like
is
fresh air.
ludicrous. This is why gas companies love people like you. That's that. Turn your heating up, fucking mug, open your window and let it all out.
To be honest, the heat's not for me. It's for Rosie. I like the cold.
I prefer the cold as well.
Aye.
Yeah. Let's fucking wrap this up.
I know. Done.